Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the life of one of Ethiopia's most iconic leaders, Emperor Tewodros II. Tewodros' reign was a pivotal moment in Ethiopian history, a time of great ambition and tragic downfall. His story is one of unity and modernization, of a ruler who dared to dream of a strong and independent Ethiopia on the world stage. Over the next few minutes, we will delve into 10 fascinating and little-known facts about this transformative leader. Unlike many rulers born into privilege, Tewodros' story begins humbly. He was born Kasahailu, not in a grand palace, but to a modest family in the Kwara region of Ethiopia. These early experiences would shape his character, instilling in him a resilience and ambition that would define his future. His rise to power was no simple feat. It was a period of great instability in Ethiopia, a time known as the Zemene Mesafint, the era of the princes. The once powerful Ethiopian empire had fragmented into rival regions, each vying for dominance. Tewodros possessed a sharp intellect and a natural charisma that drew people to his cause. Step by step, victory by victory, he consolidated his power, eventually uniting a fractured nation under his rule and claiming the throne as Emperor Tewodros II. Tewodros was not content with simply holding the throne. He envisioned a united and strong Ethiopia, a nation that could stand tall on the world stage. His dream was to end the era of feudal divisions that had weakened the empire for far too long. He understood that a nation divided could not prosper. His goal was to forge a centralized Ethiopian state, one with a common purpose and a shared destiny. Tewodros knew that to achieve this dream, he needed to modernize Ethiopia's institutions. He sought to curb the power of the regional lords, who often acted independently, and to strengthen the authority of the central government. He implemented administrative reforms, introduced a new tax system, and established a standing army loyal to the crown. His efforts, however, were met with resistance. The old guard, threatened by his reforms, pushed back against his authority. Tewodros understood that to compete in a rapidly changing world, Ethiopia needed to modernize its military. He dreamed of an Ethiopian army equipped not just with traditional swords and shields, but with modern artillery. To achieve this, he embarked on an ambitious project to manufacture cannons within Ethiopia itself. Workshops were established, foreign artisans were recruited, and resources were poured into this endeavor. The most ambitious creation to emerge from these workshops was a massive cannon christened Sebastopol. This formidable weapon became a symbol of his commitment to modernizing Ethiopia's defenses. He saw technology as a key to unlocking Ethiopia's potential, a way to strengthen its independence and secure its place on the global stage. Tewodros was keenly aware that Ethiopia could not modernize in isolation. He understood the importance of forging alliances with other nations, particularly those with the knowledge and resources to aid in his ambitious plans. In a bold move for an Ethiopian ruler, he reached out to global powers, seeking diplomatic ties and assistance. Among those he contacted was Queen Victoria of England. His letters to Queen Victoria reveal a ruler eager to engage with the world beyond Ethiopia's borders. Unfortunately, his overtures were met with indifference, if not outright dismissal. This diplomatic failure highlights Tewodros' foresight and his understanding of Ethiopia's place in a rapidly globalizing world. Tewodros' attempts to forge alliances with the West would ultimately contribute to his downfall. Frustrated by the lack of response from Queen Victoria, he made a fateful decision that would seal his fate. He imprisoned a group of British emissaries, hoping to use their presence as leverage to force the British government to the negotiating table. This act, born out of desperation, would have disastrous consequences. The British government dispatched a military expedition to Ethiopia with orders to secure the release of the hostages by any means necessary. This expedition, known as the British Expedition to Abyssinia, marked a turning point in Tewodros' reign. What began as a desperate plea for recognition and aid had escalated into a full-blown military confrontation with one of the world's most powerful empires. The British expedition to Abyssinia, led by Sir Robert Napier, marched into the Ethiopian highlands with a formidable force. Tewodros, facing an enemy vastly superior in firepower, refused to back down. He rallied his troops, preparing for a final stand at his mountain fortress of Magdala. The Battle of Magdala, though a military defeat for Tewodros, would become a testament to his unwavering spirit and his commitment to Ethiopian sovereignty. Outnumbered and outgunned, Tewodros and his loyal followers fought bravely against the invading British forces. Rather than face the humiliation of capture, Tewodros chose to take his own life. His final act was a defiant statement of resistance, cementing his legacy as a national hero in the hearts and minds of the Ethiopian people. Tewodros's vision for Ethiopia extended beyond military modernization and national unity. He was also a staunch advocate for social reform, seeking to create a more just and equitable society for all Ethiopians. He recognized that the feudal system was a source of inequality and instability. He sought to reduce the power of the local nobility and the clergy, who often amassed vast wealth at the expense of the common people. Land reform was a cornerstone of his social agenda. He believed that land should be more equitably distributed among the population. He also sought to weaken the often oppressive grip of the church, challenging its vast landholdings. These reforms were met with fierce resistance from the entrenched elites who benefited from the existing social order. Tewodros's reign was marked by a deep-seated belief in the power of modernization to transform Ethiopia. He understood that to catch up with the rapidly advancing world, his nation needed to embrace new ideas, technologies, and systems of governance. His passion for modernization extended beyond the military sphere. He initiated projects to improve Ethiopia's infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and communication networks. He recognized that a modern state required a skilled workforce and encouraged the development of education and technical training. Though many of his ambitious plans were cut short by his tragic end, Tewodros's efforts laid the groundwork for future Ethiopian leaders to build upon. His reign marked a turning point in Ethiopia's journey toward modernity. Emperor Tewodros II's legacy extends far beyond the battlefield or the halls of power. He has become a legend, his name whispered with reverence and admiration by generations of Ethiopians. In the collective memory of the nation, he is remembered as a national hero, a symbol of defiance against foreign aggression, and a visionary leader. His story has been immortalized in countless works of art, literature, and song. Traditional songs celebrate his courage, his vision, and his unwavering love for Ethiopia. Even today, his name evokes a sense of pride and patriotism, a reminder of Ethiopia's long and storied history. Though Emperor Tewodros II's reign ended in tragedy, his dream of a unified and strong Ethiopia lived on. His efforts to modernize the nation and assert Ethiopia's place on the world stage did not die with him at Magdala. His successors, inspired by his vision, would pick up the mantle of reform and modernization. Emperor Menelik II, who oversaw Ethiopia's victory against Italian forces at the Battle of Adidabua, drew inspiration from Tewodros's military reforms. Emperor Haile Selassie, who led Ethiopia through significant modernization, also saw in Tewodros a kindred spirit. Tewodros's legacy is complex and multifaceted, but his impact on Ethiopia is undeniable. He set in motion a chain of events that would shape the destiny of the nation. Emperor Tewodros II's story is a reminder that history is not merely a collection of names and dates, but a tapestry woven from the lives of extraordinary individuals. He was a product of his time, a ruler who navigated a turbulent era with a mix of ambition, vision, and ultimately tragedy. His legacy continues to inspire and remind us of the enduring power of dreams. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Emperor Tewodros II, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights.